Hi everyone, this is Professor Hall, and I just wanted to give you a walkthrough of our class. As you can see, as I'm recording this, the courses are not currently available to you, but they will be soon, and I want you to know what they'll look like and how you can navigate them. So, we're going to start by clicking on the course. And it'll look like this or something similar depending which section of mine you are in. On the right hand side over here are links to the Learning Center. So if you need tutoring help, if you need the writing lab, you can just click on those. I'm going to open that in a new tab. And all the information for online tutoring is right there. So if you need an online tutoring appointment, that is really easy access to get to them. Right underneath that, I've put the computing hour labs for you so that you know when they are open as well. On the left-hand side, we have our home page, and then you can click to go to the syllabus and calendar. And the syllabus is here. It's in a module. So the way that the module works is when you click on it, there's all this information in the table of contents, and you can click to go to whatever point you need. So if you're looking for my contact information and my office hours, you can click there or over here. Oh, the edit mode's on, so I'm seeing it from there we go. I don't want you to see it from my perspective. So there's my smiling face, there's my contact information. Also, here are what course materials you need, our plagiarism policy, our attendance policy, how you're graded, all of that kind of thing. Now, for English 123, for our class, this is an OER class. OER stands for Open Educational Resources. That means that you do not have to buy a book. Instead, and I'll show you in a minute, in different folders, there are readings that have been assigned to you. And in some cases, there are things like videos from YouTube that you will be required to watch, or I'll ask you to find an article in a library database, that kind of thing. So if you're ever wondering what the basic rules for the class are, you can find them again in that. The other way to navigate through that is at the top. Here you can click through this way, and I really recommend looking over the syllabus sometime before we start class, because there are a lot of policies in there that you might want to know before the class starts. I've also included in there for you some tips for taking an online class. So if this is your first time, there's some helpful information there. The other thing in the syllabus and calendar link is the calendar. And I've provided this in two different ways. First, I have just week by week, what's due when, watch, read, and do for each week. So there's every time there's lectures or YouTube videos for you to watch. There's something for you to read most of the time, and then there's something for you to do for homework. So you can see here all of our weeks. And then I also have it underneath that in a little bit more detail. So I'll look here at week 1. Here's how long it runs. Here's what I'm hoping the student learning outcomes for the class that we're going to be working on that week. Here is what we will learn that connect to those goals, and then your assignments. So it just gives you a little bit more information so that you can kind of see how the pieces of the class fit together. But basically, we're going to be, there is a unit on plagiarism that I'd like you to do before in the first couple weeks. So just go in and do that. But in terms of the rest of the content for the course, we're going to talk first about literal reading. That is how to find the main ideas, how to do a summary of those main ideas. Then we're going to talk a little bit more about deep reading. That's looking at things like audience, purpose, and tone. Then we move on from there and we'll start our first essay, which is going to be an analysis talking about those skills that we just looked at. So a summary, the audience, the purpose, and the tone. So it's going to be reinforcing what we worked on in the first few weeks. And then you'll put that together to actually turn in your first essay. So I hope that you can kind of see, just even from the first 4 weeks, you're not just doing an essay out of nowhere. We're going to be working on the building blocks of that essay for 3 weeks, and then the 4th week you'll put it all together and turn it in. Then after we write about our article that you'll be looking at, then we're going to start working on the next project. So for that project, it's set up kind of the same way. We're going to talk about library databases, and you'll be finding your own reading on whatever topic you want from one of the specific databases I'd like you to look at. Then you're going to be deep reading that article, so you're going to dig into it a little bit further, looking at, again, audience, purpose, tone. You'll have some information from me about how to write a better conclusion for that as well. Then we have another essay checkpoint, where we'll look at how an author argues, and you'll analyze the author's argument, and then you'll put that all together for your second essay. So your second essay is going to look at the summary, the audience, the purpose, the tone, and the author's claim, how they argue and what evidence they use to support that claim. So again, you're not just doing just an essay all at once. You're going to be working on the building blocks and then putting all of that together bit by bit. After that, we start our third project. This is where you'll be writing an argument yourself. So you'll have some topics that you can pick from. Then you'll be working on doing research, which is similar to the research that you did previously. Then you'll do some online research. Then you'll be putting together what you learned from your research. Then you'll be giving me the first part of that paper, and then we'll put it all together for the third essay. At the end of the course, we'll be revising and reflecting on the work that we've done. So I really designed this course. I'm going to go into lessons and homework to show you guys where everything can be found. If you notice literal reading, and then we move literal and deep, then we have an essay checkpoint, and then the essay. I really designed this class keeping in mind people who have some writing anxiety. I think a lot of people get worried when they go to write an essay, and especially, I know some classes, you're kind of thrown in the deep end and just told, here's the assignment, write me an essay. So just know that that's not how this class works. We're going to be putting together those building blocks, building an essay, and then starting again with another topic and working on those building blocks, so that by the time you actually go to write the essay in week 4, you'll really have more than half of it done from weeks 1, 2, and 3. And the same thing with week 8. You'll work on part of it in week 5, a little bit more in week 6, the next portion of it in week 7, and then you'll put it all together for week 8. So I hope that that can kind of help you to understand how the class kind of is. It's like a ladder. You're going one step at a time, not just trying to jump up to the roof all at once. In each of these folders, I'm going to click on week 2 here, is that in-depth explanation. Here are the student learning outcomes. These are the things that I want you to learn from this unit or from this week. Here are the things we're going to learn that connect with those goals. What I want you to watch, what I want you to read, and what I want you to do. You'll notice here too that I have sample assignments for you so that you can always see what I am looking for. Then after that explanation, there are the YouTube videos for that week, then the readings, and then your assignment there at the bottom. And if you look, we're going to go into week 3. It's set up exactly the same way. The explanation of what we're doing, the video lectures, the reading, and then the assignment. And here the reading is just a sample journal assignment, so you can kind of see how it's done. So that's how each folder is set up. You'll notice that the dates are there For you guys, you're going to have everything due Friday by midnight. So that's the end of the day on Friday. And you can also see your due dates in this monthly calendar view. I've provided that for you. So we'll skip ahead to February. There we go. So these are all of my classes for this semester, but here is your class. And if you click on it, it will tell you what I'm asking you to do for that week. So that week is a journal assignment about your reading. This is a checkpoint where you'll turn in a paragraph or two, working up to that essay, and so forth. So you can always see the deadlines in a couple different places. On the calendar here, back to the syllabus and calendar page, you can see the due dates there. You can see the due dates on that monthly calendar view, and you can also see the due dates where the actual stuff is in that lessons and homework, both at the top of each folder and at the top, right there, but also just right here. But all you have to remember is Friday by midnight. That's when everything's due. The other links I have here, we have a link directly to the library databases. So it opens that up for you. So when we go to do research, it's a little bit easier to find and you're not clicking through 85 million things. And then also, sorry, as we waited for my very slow internet today, there are some discussion forums, so I've provided a link directly to those discussion forums as well if you'd like to see those and see what's coming up. We don't have one every week, but when we do have them, you'll do a post and then you'll comment on 2 posts from other people. Also over here are your grades, a direct link for email, and then also a link for Starfish. If you're not familiar, Starfish is a tool that your teachers use to do things like track attendance, but also you can ask for a referral. So you can ask, just as a practice here, you can ask for there we go. You can ask for a referral to things like mentoring or counseling or ADA transition, success coach. You can also raise your hand to ask a question, and it's just a way for you to get connected to resources a little bit more easily. The other link that I've provided for you is right here if you need any Blackboard help. So that's basically how the class is set up. You can remember that you can find the due dates for things in the calendar or monthly calendar. If you want to work ahead, that's fine, as long as things are turned in on time. Everything is basically in this lessons and homework folder. There's one folder for each week, and there's additional assignment here in avoiding plagiarism because it didn't really fit anywhere, but I wanted to give you a couple weeks to complete that. So if you have any questions about how to navigate Blackboard, just let me know and I can try to help. That is it, and I look forward to getting to know you in class. Thanks, everyone.